Hello. Praise the Lord.
Hello. How are you?
Yeah.
We got you.
All
We
right.
got you. We got you covered. We got you covered. All right. It's been a while since I've seen you, and it's been a while since we really talked. So we got to catch up. And I'm gonna talk about your album. I'm gonna talk about your music. I'm gonna talk about your album. But you are a very interesting person. And you don't have a stop it. You got a beard now. Okay. And I mean you do. I mean you travel and the places you go and where you're from and what you do. It's very interesting. So first of all, tell us a little bit about Michael M. Smith. Now let's get this straight because there's two Michael Smiths in this area that are very great musicians. Now I know you know the other one.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You're the one that
I'm
Gethsemane. He's the one that's over there with over there on
my
Lynn
Herman.
Avenue. So,
Yeah.
yes, my room. Right.
Yeah.
So we are with the Michael M. Smith from
That's the
Gethsemane.
distinction. Yeah.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. That's
Yes.
it.
Yes. Right. Not slighting the other one. He'll kill me. But
Nah.
yeah, will. He can. Yeah, he can. I've known since was a little. Yeah, he can. We tight like that. So let
Gotcha.
me ask you
Okay.
this. So tell us from the beginning about yourself.
Well, let's see. What is there to know? First of all, I guess the biggest thing to know about me is that I'm a worshiper and a worship leader. Um, Above and beyond everything else, that's what I believe I'm called to do. Um, and with that, I also train worship leaders. I'm a worship leader
Right.
mentor at my church, raising up about 11 other worship leaders at Gethsemane. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I direct a choir at Old Dominion University, Ebony Impact Gospel Choir. Been directing that choir for over
Right.
10 years. Um,
10 years
I
now. Okay. Okay.
over 10 years now, yeah. As you said, I'm at Gethsemane
Some of the
Community
greatest
Fellowship.
musicians
I've been there.
have had that spot.
Yeah, yeah. Some greats.
Yeah.
So I'm honored to be upholding that legacy. Um, I've been at Gethsemane Community Fellowship since 2006. So been there for quite a minute. And
Mm-hmm.
we've seen the church experience tremendous growth. And the worship ministry particularly experienced tremendous growth. Um, and I'm a recording artist with a few projects under my belt. Done a few
Right.
tours and um, had wonderful opportunities arise from being a recording artist. One of those opportunities was getting on the mission field, going on a mission trip to Ghana, and there I realized um, another calling to do mission work. So I've been
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
serving in foreign missions since um, for the last 8 years. Went on my first mission trip, I believe it was 2017, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been going to Ghana every year since then. And getting ready to head back out in a couple weeks, headed for this
Yeah.
year's mission trip in Ghana. So
I
I'm a
know.
very busy guy,
I
but I
know.
think the thing that I'm most proud of is that I'm the husband of one wife.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got one beautiful daughter, and I love God. I love Jesus with everything in me, and I try to do everything I can to please Him.
Okay. So are you a native of this area?
Native of Charleston, South Carolina. I'm a
Oh
Geechee,
my
man.
goodness.
I'm a Geechee.
Okay. Really?
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir. And to the
You
core.
hide it well. What? What?
Well, I left Charleston in 1983.
Okay.
Um, Lived in Atlanta for 16 years before moving to Virginia. So that transition did a lot to my dialect. I've been able
Mm-hmm.
to, I polished it.
Mm-hmm.
out of necessity going into corporate America in Atlanta,
Right.
um, and um, and that's served my purpose well. But when I get home, man, it'll sneak out me every now and then,
Really? So when you go home, do you slide right back in?
real fast, real easy. Yeah,
Okay.
real fast, real easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I was married for 20 years, and during that time we went to North Carolina,
Okay.
and I could not understand some of the things they were saying. I just don't know. You gotta
Yeah.
understand. See, I'm born in DePaul Hospital. First of all,
Okay.
okay, raised into projects, Park Place, and you know
Yeah.
the street.
Yeah.
So I am as far away from country or anything like that. And we go to Edenton, and I'm looking. I mean, I'm going, where, where's 7-Eleven at? I'm saying it like that. Where's 7-Eleven at? Huh? I'm used to a 7-Eleven at least every 2-3 blocks.
Right. Right.
If, if I don't see a 7-Eleven, I get jittery. I have issues. We don't. We don't.
I see. Oh man.
But people, I don't want to forget. You after you did radio with me, you came in the studio and did a little something, something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Sure
you
did,
did.
man.
Yes, you
Yes, sir.
did. You did announce stuff and all that. So hey,
Yeah.
you do
Yeah.
something. So now when you're going to Ghana, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
and you do exactly. I mean, in detail, what exactly do you do there?
All right. So I serve as chairman of the advisory board for a village school, a rural
Okay,
school, um, in a village called Nyamebeshwe. And this village is maybe about 80 miles, 70 or 80 miles from the capital city of Ghana. The capital
okay,
is Accra. Accra.
okay.
And this village is about 80 miles outside. So it's in the woods. It's in the
Mm-hmm.
sticks, or what we would consider in the country in the
Right,
sticks. But their rural is much more rural than here.
right,
And so we served that school as chairman of the advisory board, decision making for the school, trying to set the school up for longevity. And
mm-hmm.
in the process of serving that school and doing this mission work, I launched a foundation of my own to support the work that I'm doing there. So
Mm-hmm.
my foundation, which is called Higher Rise, that foundation um, financially supports and manages the work that I'm doing there. So we've done things like built a library out into the school,
Mm-hmm.
replaced the roof on the school, we brought
Mm-hmm.
electricity into the school, throughout the school, installed a Wi-Fi network. We provided technology and laptops and resources
Right.
for the teachers, for the students. A lot of work. We've done a lot of work there, and so that's what I do when I go there. I go and assess the immediate, urgent needs
Urgency.
that are there at the school at that particular
Mm-hmm.
time, and I go with resources in hand so that we can hire people on the spot, get work done right there. We take a lot of stuff with us when we go,
Right.
so that
How do you get your resources?
well the financial backing comes from donors, people who've been watching what I've been doing for the last 8 years, who've been following the story. They are right along with me, and they give, they donate right to the foundation, and all the resources coming into the foundation go to that mission work. And the foundation is a 501c3, so they're able to get tax deduction for their donations. Also, people donate the material things that we need.
Okay.
Like this year, we're looking for people who will donate clothes,
Mm-hmm.
secondhand clothes. They're
Okay.
asking for clothes, so we're looking for people who will donate clothes, people who will donate technology, perhaps use technology.
Mm-hmm.
A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people have phones or tablets that are in great, excellent condition, that are not
Right.
real old.
Right, they just don't
That
want, they want to upgrade. That's
right, they
all.
just upgraded, and perhaps we want to donate their old ones. We want to take those with us. So those, that's how we gather the resources. We let people know what we need, and I've got a lot of people who follow, what we're doing, and they donate right away. And maybe somebody
Okay,
listening today will want to donate. Yeah. So
and that's where we're coming to.
yes, sir.
How does a person donate? Who do they contact to donate?
Oh, excellent. Okay. You can contact my foundation directly. Um, the best way to contact is calling directly 757 512 8762
Hmm.
757 512 8762. You can call and we can make arrangements to get those items. If you're donating something physical, you can email the foundation. The email address is, you can reach me directly at the foundation, Michael at
Hmm.
Haya Rise, and that's spelled HAYAHRISSE.
Okay.
Haya Rise.
Wow.
Michael at HayaRise.com. You can email me directly there. If you want to do a financial donation, you can donate through Cash App, $ Haya Rise. And that's again HAYAHRISSE. But you can send a financial donation that way, or there are other ways as well. You can just call at the number that I gave you, and I'll be happy to walk you through whatever method you want to give. We're set up to receive, and all of those donations again tax deductible. Even if you're giving a device or
Hmm. Hmm.
clothes or what have you, you
Right.
can write it off because it's a tax exempt organization.
Okay. Now, is there a certain time of the year that is most needed? Is a certain time?
Well, we gather items right before the mission trip because we don't want to. We're
Okay.
not set up to hold and store. So right here, and toward the end of June, first part of July, that's when
Mm.
we start gathering the resources that we're taking. That way, we don't have to hold it in storage long, and we'll just take a bunch of suitcases full of stuff, even if we have to pay, for extra luggage. We'll take what we've
Hmm.
been able to collect and take it with us when we go on the mission trip, and that way we don't have to deal with a bunch of freight and shipping and all that stuff.
Right.
We take it with us on the plane, and that way we've got it in hand when we go to the village. But when it comes to financial donations, we receive
Hmm.
that all the way throughout the year.
All right, throughout the year. Oh, we
Yes.
got to have you back throughout the year.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Now
sir.
that you told me about it, we want to
Yes,
have you on, at least maybe every couple months or so,
that'll be awesome.
so we can
I'll
see,
be
we'll do that.
I'll be happy to come back. Perhaps after the trip, and I can tell you what
Right.
happened this year.
Exactly.
Get people
Exactly.
excited about what we're
Are you going
doing.
to film any of it? I mean, you
Yes,
got a phone there. Can you film some of it?
absolutely. We're going to
And
do
we can
that.
show it.
Yes, sir. We'll definitely do that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Very good.
Absolutely. Yes.
All right. Now, I'm going to hold you to it. You know that, right?
I'm a man of my word, Ken. You know.
You're a musician too. You're a musician that's got 8 million things going on.
That is
Oh, don't
true.
come on now.
That is true.
The intent is right, but but huh? Okay.
Huh? Right?
This is too important. This is too important. No, 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 no.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is one of the reasons I started this station and these shows to
Hmm.
kind of tighten up things because we've gotten a bit lackadaisical in getting the word out and following up
Yes,
things
sir. Yes, sir.
as far as the church and church folk and God's people.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
I'm the person going to be the worrisome one, but that's okay. That's
Well,
okay. Um.
we need you.
Uh.
So thank you.
While praise the Lord. Now, while we are talking, could you give us the what do you call it, the $ plus?
Sure. Absolutely. Again, it is $ Rise, and that is HAYAHRISSE, and that's two S's on Rise.
Mhm.
So HAYAHRISSE, $ Higher Rise. And you can find Higher Rise as well on PayPal if you want to use PayPal.
Mhm.
We can receive it through PayPal as well. Those who want to use Venmo, you can find us on
Mhm.
Venmo as well. Um, there's some people who actually do donations through their job, and their
Right.
jobs do in-kind
Mhm.
donations. So we're set up so that if you just search for Higher Rise, you'll find us all over the
Mhm.
place. You can
Well,
Google Higher Rise, and you'll find out all the ways to reach us and to donate. You can go to the
this
website. You go
right.
to our website,
This interview,
higherrise.com.
right.
Yes,
This
sir.
interview is being recorded as we do this, and it's going to
Wonderful.
be edited. So just the interview is, I'm going to send it to everybody's um, inbox and all that. Plus, put it
Awesome.
on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch, and we're
Yes, sir.
also going to put it on YouTube.
Thank you so
So,
much.
yeah, hey, praise the Lord.
Yes, sir.
I've been blessed too much. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes,
Too
sir.
much, too much, and I want some more blessings. And the best way to do that is to be a blessing. I
That's it.
get it.
That's it. That's
Yes,
the key. That's the
that's
key.
it. That's
Yes,
it. I
sir.
know. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Now, okay. Now let's get to some business, the other business. Let's
The other
talk
business.
about 7 years later.
Woo! Yes, sir.
Now,
Just to get my copy in my
you
hand.
one Senate, and you got this thing that says, pictures up there, and you. Oh, one more thing before I get. When you go there, do you speak the language there?
Well, the beautiful thing about
When you
working
go
in
to,
Ghana is English is the official language of the country. They
okay,
are English
didn't know
speaking
that.
people.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, Ghana. The
Okay,
official language,
okay. You
the
see,
language of the educated people is English. So that makes it easy to work. Yeah.
okay,
But they're
all right.
throughout the country, they speak Twi, they speak Ga, they speak multiple languages. Do you know, Kenneth, this you find this fascinating. The average Ghanaian speaks at least 3 languages.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
average Ghanaian on the
Mm-hmm.
street speaks at least three
Right,
languages.
right,
They'll
right.
speak English if they've been to school. They'll speak English. Um, they'll speak um, um, Twi, which is pretty much like a national language, although it's not
Right.
their official national tongue. They'll
Mm-hmm.
speak
Mm-hmm.
their regional tongue, which where the village is. That I believe that's Ga,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
they'll also speak their tribal tongue, which is the language of their tribe. So the
Okay.
average Ghanaian is going to speak 3 to 4 languages. Isn't it amazing? You talk about brilliant people,
Yeah.
brilliant, which
Mm.
tells you, man, we came from brilliancy. We came from in high intelligence, man.
Yeah. Yes. Um. So I mean, you gotta interview some people there while you're there. Come on, man. I mean, you gotta bring me something.
Yes, sir. Well, we have a lot of wonderful things on our YouTube page for my foundation, and I'm about to load another video in a few days from some of the work that we did last
Mm-hmm.
year, just to kind of update people
Okay.
on where we are and
Yeah.
what we've been
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah.
And my YouTube
Okay.
page for my foundation, again, same name,
Mm-hmm.
Higher Rise. You look that up on
Okay.
YouTube,
Oh,
and you'll find our
I
YouTube
keep
page.
thinking of stuff. Music. What's their general music? What are they like?
Whoa. Okay. So of course it's a West African country, so
Okay.
they like African music. But
Okay.
and their music, oh my gosh, man, it just draws you in. You may not, and a lot of the music that they create and play uses
Mm-hmm.
their languages or a combination of languages, so you
Mm-hmm.
may not
Mm-hmm.
understand a word of it, but you
Okay.
feel every beat. You feel it in your
Universal
bones,
language.
Kenneth.
Right.
You
The
feel it.
universal language.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But they listen to a lot of gospel. A lot of
Okay.
gospel.
Well, I was
Yeah.
going to ask you, are they aware of gospel and secular music there?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They know of the Beyoncés and all those other
Yeah.
folks.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't hear a lot of rap.
Uh huh.
Um, but you'll hear some of the big mainstream um R&B
Mm-hmm.
artists. You
Mm-hmm.
might
Mm-hmm.
hear some a little bit of hip hop, but you're not gonna hear a whole lot of rap
Mhm.
over there.
Is there a
But
generational gap there
mm, not so much
as
because
it is here?
I think they are so connected through the generations. Um, so the generations are well connected there. I don't think there's that much of a generational a gap there as you see
Hmm.
here, where we kind
Hmm.
of separate
Hmm.
ourselves.
Hmm.
Over there it's so connected, especially the whole village concept.
Right.
Man, when I tell you, let me tell you one other thing, Ken, and I'm gonna just
Go
say this.
ahead.
I know we got to
Fine.
move on in the interview, but
See,
I
no,
just
no,
got to say,
see, when you own the network, you
yes,
can do
sir.
what you want to do.
Hey, I love it. I love it.
Take your
So,
time.
yes, sir. This is something I found fascinating and in awe-inspiring. So, living here in the States, when you hear about Africa and you see videos of Africa and what have you, typically it's some little poor kid with a swollen belly and
Hmm.
people
Hmm.
hungry and starvation and
Right.
um, depravity, and you just see all of this. So when I got to Ghana, I was surprised to see that the capital city, Accra, was a very modern looking city,
Hmm.
um, with a solid infrastructure. And it was an absolutely gorgeous country.
Hmm.
And it's a developing country, but a country that's developing very well. It wasn't all what I thought it was going to be. It was much better. What I realized is that there's the village and then there's the cities. It's like here you got the country and you got the city. You got
Right. Right.
the rural and then you got urban. Well, the same thing exists there. And as we went to the village, um, I felt, my heart was broken for what I saw because
Hmm.
it looked like just depravity. It looked like the stuff that we saw in the
Yeah.
typical American TVs. Then
Right.
as I got to talking to the people, Kenneth, as I got to talking to them and understanding the concept behind the village, I realized that it wasn't all that I thought I was seeing. I had a young man walking me through the village, taking me on a tour,
Hmm.
and then he took me to his house. Now, mind you, the village, looking from the outside, I'm looking at clay huts, what looks like clay huts,
Okay.
looks like shacks,
Right.
with the straws for the leaf, the branches for
Hmm.
roofs, and I'm looking at this and I'm thinking this is horrible, this is terrible. And this guy walks me around and he's showing me the village, and he brings
Hmm.
me to his home, and then he breaks it down for me. He says, "See, in the village, the concept is we all take care of each other.
Hmm.
In the village, when one eats, we all eat.
Right.
And in the village, nobody suffers. So me and the men of this village," he said to me, he said, "Me and the men of this village built this home for me and my wife. So we will not have a mortgage. We will not
Hmm.
have to pay rent
Right.
because we own this. So
Hmm.
we can use our money to do other things."
Right.
And then I started looking at the village through a different lens and realizing that the people who live in the village
Hmm.
choose to live in the village so that they don't have to have the pressure of trying to build these fancy houses and live the way we try to live here in America. Man, and when I started looking at it through that lens, I started recognizing, the opportunity to
Hmm.
serve, but I
Hmm.
also started recognizing that it's not because it just wasn't what I was thinking as an American. I had to
Right.
look at it through a completely different lens.
Misconception.
Yeah,
Yeah.
village life is beautiful. And now I understand the verbiage, the old adage, it takes a village to raise a child.
Right.
It's because in the village, everybody raises the children.
Hmm.
All the children of the village are raised up together. They are like family. When they
Okay.
have meals in the village, it's like they'll come out and everybody will cook and eat together. It's communal living.
Okay.
It's a beautiful lifestyle. It's a beautiful, and then somebody took me into her shack, and while it's kind of a one room, looks like just a one room um, uh, building. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
the way she had it sectioned out, and she had beautiful creature comforts in that
Right.
one little room. She got a nice little TV and all
Mm-hmm.
this little stuff. And I was
Right.
like, it's not what I thought it was.
Okay.
So yeah, we look at things through an American lens, and I had to change my whole lens, serving the village in Africa.
Okay.
So I had to realize, okay, so what do they actually need? What are the
Right.
actual needs, and
Right.
not what do I think they need based
Right.
on my American lens, but what do they
Mm-hmm.
actually need, and
Okay.
serve those needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do they view us?
Uh, that's an interesting one.
Now, let me say, let's see that for another time, because I can imagine. I know how I view us, so that's another. And look, the political climate right now, it ain't the time.
Bro, right.
I mean,
But
on both sides, it don't look good. So let's just move on.
man, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. It's scary. It's scary right now.
Woo,
But
boy.
but I will say this.
Yes.
They tend to view us based on how we act when we get there.
Okay.
Okay. Because they recognize they deal with political issues all the time.
Okay.
Some of it is even worse than what we're dealing with here. I mean, government corruption is like the standard in Ghana.
Right.
So
People are
they
people everywhere.
yeah, they understand horrible
Mm-hmm.
politicians,
Mm-hmm.
terrible government, people who do whatever it takes to get into the office and then steal all the money when they get in office. They
Right.
understand that because they deal with that all the time. Uh, but they've seen many Americans come over, for the photo op and
Mm-hmm.
for the publicity of
Mm-hmm.
coming to Africa, taking a bunch of selfies with the kids. Here
Right.
I am doing it, and then leave much of nothing. You know, not bringing them what they actually need.
Right.
But when people actually find out what the need is and come with those specific need
Mm-hmm.
that they have, and service those needs and come repeatedly, those are they trust, like they
Mm-hmm.
trust me.
Yeah.
And the team that I work with, the teams of organizations that I work with, they trust us because of the longevity of service,
Right.
and because we try to see what it is they need. We don't try
Mm-hmm.
to make them Americans, and that's the key.
Yeah. Please don't do that.
Yeah,
No. No.
yeah,
No. No. Don't do that.
yeah. Nah.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do not want to make them American.
Anyway.
Yes, Lord.
Anyway.
I don't know if I
Either
want to stay
way.
American. I mean,
Yeah.
I
But
might
we
want
don't
to
have to
retire in
add.
Ghana. Hey, Lord have mercy.
Right.
Uh,
But anyway, okay, let's get to the because like I say, you send this uh media kit, if you will,
yes.
and you got this big 7 up here, 7 years later. So
Yeah.
tell me about because you got to fight for me, which is the song that I really like. I'm playing, and I've added it to the rotation
Oh, thank you
on the
so much.
station. I
Wonderful.
really like that song. So,
Hmm.
but we'll back. Tell me about the 7 years and the remix and what's happening with the 7 years thing.
All right. So here's the story. I started working on this project in 2016, um, and
Mm-hmm.
actually did most of the work then. I'd been writing the songs, over the course of years, and in 2016, I brought the band together, my co-producers together. We all went into the studio. We cut all the music in
Mm-hmm.
2016, um, and took the background singers in, cut all the
Mm-hmm.
backgrounds in 2016, and um, and I sat on it for 7 years. And it wasn't until last year, 2023,
Mm-hmm.
that I felt ready to finish it. I was dealing with some vocal issues, some pretty serious vocal challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Had to go through some vocal training. Had to go through
Mm-hmm.
some vocal therapy to get myself vocally ready for it. There was a lot happening, in the mission work that I was doing. I
Right.
had to get prepared for this, and it wasn't. It took 7 years, but 7 years later, I felt the green light to go finish it. And so
Mm-hmm.
that's when I went into the studio last year and recorded all the lead vocals, and
Mm-hmm.
we mixed it and released it the beginning of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And so it
Yeah.
was it was a 7 year project, but it wasn't until 7 years later that I felt the green light
Right.
to actually put my voice on it.
Right.
There was a lot that had to happen, and I really believe, Kenneth, that a part of it was the Lord had to prepare me for this project.
Mm-hmm.
Because as much as I had the music ready, um, I had to get prepared. And
Okay.
so 7 years later, I was ready, and I got the green light, and
Mm-hmm.
we released it, and I'm so glad you like it. I'm really glad
Yeah.
you like it. Yes, sir.
You know, I don't know what it is, but when it's somebody I know that do a project or do a project locally, the first thing I listen to is the professionalism of it.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't want it to sound local. I don't want to sound like you did it in your
Right.
restroom or something, in the hallway.
Right. Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
and before I even got into the song, the first few seconds, I went, "That's it." See what I'm saying? That's it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
See,
sir. Yes,
so
sir.
I listen to it musically first because you can't get away from that. I wish I could sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
We're musicians. It's what we do. We want to hear the
Yeah, but I mean,
musicality. Yeah.
but you're somewhere and everybody else just enjoying, and you going, "What are they doing? What is that?
Right.
What? Huh?
Yeah.
Or huh?" Or
Hmm.
you'll see them live and they'll go, "Well, they did it slower on the record." Now nobody noticed it but you.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. So
Yeah.
uh the name of the album is
7 years later.
the name of the album is okay. Now,
7 years.
what's your favorite song? We see it. We see it. We got to
Woo!
see the guy with the beard up there too. What what is your favorite songs from this
Woo! Now
opus?
that's like
You
asking me
said
my favorite
opus.
children. That's like asking me my favorite children, right?
Okay. All
but
right. All right.
but I will say, all right,
Mm.
I'm gonna tell you something you may not have picked up on.
What's
The
that?
song you said that you love, "Fight for Me,"
Mm-hmm.
that was actually on my very first album.
Really? Okay. Well, I mean, we'll go
Yeah.
through them later, but I'm just saying,
Yep.
as we go down the line. But right now, in rotation is that song,
I'm glad you like it.
and I'm telling everybody that you can. I want to tell everybody that you can request it, because see, you musicians and you artists don't say that. You just put it out there. You can request it 757-615-6124. 757-615-6124. You can request his song. I'm talking to your friends and family. You
Yes.
wanna have it played. Rotation is fine, but
Uh,
the key, you wanna have it played as often as possible, and not only my station, but any station. They will stop having a nerve for a request. That's
love it.
the secret, and I'm telling
Wow.
you, yes. Yes, it's
Okay.
that simple. You want to have your stuff played, have it requested. And if they don't have it, ask them why. And they will get it.
I
This
love that. Okay. Got
yes.
you.
See, and because I'm an internet station, allthingsgospel.net, internet radio. Let's say you You might say, "Well, I'm usually up 3 o'clock in the morning. I can program it to come on 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't have to be sitting there, you know."
Yes.
Yes, it can be played when you want it played.
Ah,
Played.
I
You can't
love
get that
that.
everywhere, but yes,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that because it's internet, it can be programmed to play the song when you want it heard. So if you
Yeah.
want it at 7:30, when you're getting up, you know you're going to be up. I ain't gonna be up 7:30 in the morning, but I will be. You, it'll come on.
Yes, sir.
So I tell all of you because I used to tell y'all, and okay, but that's the key. Tell your friends and family to call PCE, call praise, and request the song. If they don't have
Yeah.
it, request the song. They'll
Yeah.
get it.
Okay. Gotcha. I got
Mm-hmm.
you.
That's right.
All right.
See,
Now I'm gonna answer your question. I'm gonna answer your question. Even though they're all my children, I'm gonna answer your question. All
go
right. You
ahead.
want to know my favorites. All right. The first song, "Hope Thou in God,"
Mm-hmm.
is my happy favorite. Um, it's a song of hope, written right out of the scriptures. It really encourages me and motivates me, and that's really why I wrote it. Just a great song of motivation. Um, I got to give you three. All right,
Okay.
all right, Low Country Church. That song is my
Mm-hmm.
homage to my Gullah roots. It's got a little bit of a Gullah feel to it. So that's
Okay.
my throwback to Charleston, South Carolina. Um, but my intimate favorite is the song "Draw Me Back," um, and that song,
Really.
yeah, that's my intimate favorite, and
Mm-hmm.
and specifically because I wrote it kind of as a cry, as as an artist and worship leader and preacher and mission worker.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I get
Mm-hmm.
real busy and everything gets going all at one time,
I know.
and then and before you know it, you just kind of you're so busy doing God's work that you forget to spend time with God. And
Right.
so I wrote this song kind of as my cry, um, Lord, draw me back to that intimacy,
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you're fighting to get it back, and that fight is hard just from one side. So I'm like, Lord, if you draw me back, it'll help me get back to that intimacy, and that's what the
Okay.
song is really about. It's about getting back to that intimate place with the Lord. So because life gets so busy, work
Yeah.
gets so busy, and I think a lot of people can identify with that. We just get busy with life, stuff
Yeah.
happens, and
No. No.
before you know it, it's like, when is the last time I really spent some quality time with the Lord?
Right.
Just, not
Yeah.
not in church to be at a church service or none of that. Just me and Jesus. When have we had some quality
Right.
time?
Right.
So that's what that song really is about, and that's my intimate favorite because it's really the cry of my heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this is what's going on with church folk.
Oh, here we go.
No. No. Well. Um. 20 years ago, what I wasn't. It wasn't me. All I did was 20 years ago. I was minister of music at Morning Star Baptist Church in Virginia Beach, out there, man of my own
Hmm.
business. Okay, well, in radio then, so it's not me. But churches started, radio stations started charging to read your announcements. See,
Oh,
there was a time when you go to PCE or whatever, and sometimes of the day you would hear, a spread of sunshine. You would hear about who's having stuff and whose
yeah,
anniversary, and not that they
yeah.
had them in the anniversaries anymore.
Right,
No,
right.
I mean COVID killed it. It's still see right now. I play one Sunday. I'm committed to, and fifth Sunday, second Sunday, and fifth, and then the rest of them. I thought I was going to get time to sleep, but I get a call every week to go somewhere, and I'm everywhere now,
Wow.
and it's not
That
good though.
that's when you know you're good.
It's
They won't let you retire.
it's not good. Not good though. COVID killed it, man. COVID killed it.
Oh,
Their churches don't have a musician. Their churches that their whole service is playing CDs.
yeah,
It's gotten to that. Youth
yeah,
choir, that's almost extinct.
yeah, yeah.
Some churches have, but it's really extinct. And I just played for a church in Yorktown, and they started a new, a youth choir, and 6 months ago. I mean, you know, in the
Wow.
days 70s, youth choir was it.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir. Hmm. Yeah.
Anyway, because of all of that, they don't tell folk what's going on now.
Mm.
They don't put it out there. They'll have something, and the only ones that know what's going on in their church is the people who are associated with their church or who you invited,
Yeah.
but not the public.
Right.
And I gotta change that. I
Yeah.
gotta.
Yeah.
So I'm not fussing, but I'm making everyone aware we gotta do better now.
Yeah.
Like your
Yeah.
program. We got to get that, and we people need to know. I didn't know. And if I didn't know, others didn't know.
True.
So we want to do what we can
Thank you.
to do that. And as far as if you could text me I guess your secretary's phone number to the church,
Okay.
so I can call her and see if y'all are having anything that you might want the public to be aware of.
Okay.
Yeah, and in one word, when you do that, tell her free.
I love it. Yeah.
In fact,
Okay.
say that word first. Say hello, free. Now and then we're gonna have to do that for a while, and I understand. I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
But folks are just putting stuff up on Facebook the day before, the day of, and I'm going, well, no, no.
Right.
So yes. So if you would do that, please,
Mm-hmm.
and like I said, after I finish talking to you, I want to play the song, and we are going to edit. We always edit the show, and we edit the interviews that we do.
Yes,
And
sir.
like I said, it's going to be on Facebook. I'm going to send you a copy of it.
Okay.
I'll send it to your email. You can do whatever you want, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna also send it everywhere. I'm gonna
Thank you.
splash it everywhere.
Man, awesome. That's
See,
awesome. Yes, sir.
yes. So before you go, you got any closing words?
So, yeah, I'll close with this. Today at our church, I led worship and we did hymn Sunday. Can you believe that? Praise and worship was hymns today.
Okay.
And man, we had us a good time with it. It was church. And
Mm-hmm.
but the message in the hymns, we did Yield Not to Temptation
Mm-hmm.
and we did No Not One.
Mm-hmm.
Um and when I tell you we had us a good time today,
Oh
um
yeah.
it was oh man, it was church up in there. But the message is the message in the music was just so powerful. And and the overarching theme was that we can trust God to help us
Mm-hmm.
no matter where we are and no matter what we're going through.
Right.
And I know that there are a lot of people who right now are just dealing with a lot of different things. There's so much happening in the world and
Mm-hmm.
so many people who are hurting in so many
Right.
different ways.
Right.
And I just want to encourage somebody to know that regardless of what you're going through, Jesus knows all about our struggles and he will
Mm-hmm.
guide
Ah,
till the
till
day is done.
done.
Is not a friend like the lowly Jesus.
Got it.
No, not one.
No.
You can search all over, but you won't find nobody like him.
That's right.
Nobody like him. So,
Mm-hmm.
in the words of the song that I wrote, don't give up hope, but
Mm-hmm.
hope thou in God, because he is
All right.
able to do exceeding abundantly above all we could ever ask or think.
That's right. That's right.
That's what
Amen.
I
I
want to
like
leave you
that.
with. That's what I
I
want to
like
leave you
that.
with. Yes,
And I
sir.
like 7 because 7 is God's perfect number.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm. I gotta know what I'm playing music about and singing about now. So
Mm. I think that's why. I think that's why I had to wait 7 years later. It was about completion of some sort. So I praise
yes, of
God. It
course.
was 7 years.
His time is not our time. We
That's
need to
right.
really stop saying he's always on time, because when you say he's always on time, our natural mind means when we think is on time.
You're right. Yep. That's what we think.
And then when it don't come on time, we go
Hmm.
on, what's going on?
Right. Right. Yeah. It is
Okay.
not about our timing or when we think it's about his timing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's when we mess up on the when and the how.
Mm. Yes,
How he
sir.
does. How he does it.
Yes,
Because
sir.
we're not going to understand it. It's not
Uh,
going to make sense. So you
mm-mm.
need to sit down, shut up. And the last part is what I live by now. Stay out the way.
Hey, come on now. Come on now. Stay out the
Hmm?
way. You
Stay out
know,
the way.
look, it's like there ought to be a sign up.
Hmm?
Smart people working. So you move
Hmm?
out the way.
One way.
Because God is doing something that's above our intelligence. We
Yeah.
don't, if
Yeah.
he showed us the plan, we wouldn't understand it.
Right. And don't get so holy that you think you got it now. And
Hello.
no, he still says from the east to the west,
Yeah.
it's not our way. It's not
Yeah.
his way.
Yeah.
So you're gonna want to know, why is this happening? Don't
Mhm.
worry about that. You
Don't worry
just stay
about it.
out of the way and do what you're supposed to do.
That's right. Because
Huh?
at the end of it, at the end of and Kenneth, this is one of my go-tos right here.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible says all things,
Mm-hmm.
and we know that all
Yeah.
things work
Yeah.
together for good to
Yeah.
them that love God. All
Uh-huh.
so now all things ain't done until it's all done.
Right.
So, which means that if it ain't good yet, it ain't done yet.
That's
So
right.
so stay out the way until it's good.
Out of the way. Out of the
Stay out the
way.
way because he's
Stay
still
out the
working.
way.
And
Thank
sometimes,
you.
sometimes God works behind the scenes. You know how it is, man. Okay, don't get me started now because I can go down this road here, Ken.
I
I can go
know.
down this
I
road.
know. I know.
I'm
I
gonna
know. I
I'm
know.
gonna just
I
say this.
know.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna
Go
let it go.
ahead.
But man, listen. I remember one day the Lord kind of dropped this analogy in my spirit, man, about how you can get out there planting a beautiful fruit, um, a tomato bush, and
Mm-hmm.
you'll get out there, put the seed in the ground, put the soil on top,
Yeah.
water it.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna have me some tomatoes, and go
Yeah.
out there the next day, move the dirt out the way to look at the seed to make sure the
Uh-huh.
seed is okay. Put the dirt back on it.
Right.
I'm gonna have me some tomatoes. Go out there the next day, move the
Uh-huh.
dirt out the way again, and looking at the seeds. And if you do that, you will never get the tomato plant because you
That's
keep
right.
messing with it.
That's
Because
right.
what the thing that's got to happen has to happen without your sight. If you
Mm-hmm.
can see it,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna mess it up. That's why you got to cover it up and get out the way.
Right.
Because
Right. Right.
God works behind the scenes. He
That's
works where we
right.
can't see it. Lord.
That's
All right,
right.
I'm done.
Yeah. 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 Don't
I'm
you
done.
calm down. It's all right. God is
I'm
just
done.
fulfilling his contract. The contract. The contract is my
Yes, sir.
people who are called by mine. Now I'm not gonna finish it
Hello.
because I'm gonna change it.
Come on now.
Because it's one, instead of saying all that, if you
Hmm.
scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Hello. Okay. Okay. I hear you. Yes, sir. Yay. All right.
See, that'll get to everybody, gets to a lot of folk
Yeah.
who ain't so holy.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Some
Yeah.
folks, you got to read it scripture, every single word.
Uh-huh.
And if you leave the word "and" out of it, then there's something wrong. But I'm
Right.
saying the everybody's not grown like that yet, and
Got
those are the people who are the harvest,
hello. That's
not the
right.
ones in the boat, but the ones that's sinking.
That's right.
Anyway, that's it. We're gonna end this. We're gonna cut this. We're gonna, in fact, when I edit it, I'm gonna cut it right here. All right. You
I
take it
appreciate you,
easy.
man. Yes,
All
sir. Yes,
right.
sir.
We'll
Thank
have
you
you
so
on
much.
when you come back. When are you
Okay.
coming back?
Okay. I
When are
should
you
get
coming
back
back?
in. I should get back in the country on July. I believe it's the 16th. I'm sorry, 26th. I leave on the 11th and
Let's
get back
see.
on the 26th. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
That'll work. All
All
right,
right.
now. Don't go on now. Stay out of trouble out there.
Oh, I always
Don't
do.
come back with no. Don't
Oh,
come back with no
don't worry.
bamboos or nothing.
Don't worry. I stay out of trouble when I go down there. Cause
There
I
you
gotta go down
go.
there and I spend some time with Jesus. And
And,
besides, my
and
wife.
don't bring no contraband back neither. Don't bring no contraband back.
No,
Okay? I don't want
no.
you to stay. I don't want you to be like wine now.
Uh, nah. But I am bringing some shea butter back. I'm bringing some shea butter now. I'm bringing that, and I'm
Well,
gonna bring
okay.
and I always
Just
got to get another outfit
oh, well,
like
okay.
this.
Like just
This
leave the
came
cannabis alone. Leave
or
the cannabis alone. Leave.
you basically you saying don't take it out of America, because that's over here.
Don't try to bring it back.
It's
Okay,
some
so
it's some other stuff over there. Cannabis
I
ain't
know. Yeah, I've heard.
yeah.
I've heard.
Yes, sir. But
Take it
no,
easy,
I
all
ain't.
right?
Okay,
Yeah.
man.
You
Appreciate
be
you.
blessed.
Yes, sir.
You
Yes,
take
sir.
it
You
easy,
too.
okay?
All right now.
All right. Thank
Bye
you
bye.
so much.